Yeah. Yeah. Get out. Tell a teenager to be quiet. Well, if you are watching this on a replay, I'll tell you what I'm doing. I am going to make snippet roll or snippet strip with some masking tape. And I got this. Oh, my hand stuck to it. Maybe I should just use scissors. I got this idea for this tape from Barbara, 49 Dragonflies. It's either last year or the year before or an old video. Had to have been last year sometime I watched a video of hers. I ordered this tape because I could not find this masking tape in my stores anywhere that is 2-inch wide. So I had to order that on Amazon. And, you know, of course, I think she even used wider maybe. Anyway, you just, you know, you can attach it on there. You can even glue stuff on there. I have so many scraps, you guys. We are gonna let's pull out some scraps. Let's use some things. Of course, it's all gonna stick to. Let's get rid of this roll. My tape. So many scraps, little scraps. I'm terrible. I like to save it all because I'm gonna use it. Look at it. Oh my gosh, this is the best tape. If you ever need it, it sticks to everything. All right, so we're just gonna start sticking stuff. Let's start with some bigger pieces. Hello, hope you're doing well. Wherever you are, hope the weather is okay. I know people are about to get some icy weather. They're probably already getting some icy weather. Snowy weather, but that ice is the worst. Okay, just find a thing, Susan. Well, we'll just start with some. We'll start with some text page. How about a little coffee dyed paper? And do a little crossword puzzle paper. Hope you're doing all right. Got a little drizzly here today in East Texas. I feel like I need a little bit of glue here. I feel like I got a goober here in my glue. Sort of picture. That's a pretty color. Just putting some glue where these are overlapping on the tape. Everything sticking to it. Just glue it down. hope everybody can hear me. I don't know. Let me know. I know people are going in and out. I can see the number going up and down. I want it that way. Well, let's put this piece over here. I got small pieces. A little bit of glue just where it's going to overlap onto some other paper. Page edges that I've saved for stamping. It's like a piece of recipe. And I've got way more glue. Here, let's take off that little piece. Let's try it this way. Hey, Bex. Thanks. I'm glad you can hear me. What you cooking for dinner? Okay, let's turn some of this stuff over. This was a stamped piece. Sure, we'll stick it on there. I feel like I should just stick it where it's open, then go back with glue on the pieces in between. Fill it in that way. I need to sort through this stuff. Yeah, that's gonna happen. Okay, let's overlap that over here. What I need to do is pull out those page edges. Hey, Trish. Oh, you're playing with your dogs. Hey, Trish, are y'all getting some ice or snow? I hope it's just snow. We've been following. We watch Ryan Hall, y'all, and been watching for some days. Looking forward to what's coming our way. Yeah, I'm hoping it's just a big old nothing burger, right? Well, we had that snowmageddon here in Texas. It was just a lot of snow, but I lived in North Carolina. I put glue in the wrong place. We've had where you have snow, ice on top of each other, just keep layering. That's the worst. In fact, a picture came up a day or two ago when we had snow in North Carolina. Like it started snowing Christmas Day, like that evening. And a few days later, the icicles were like super long off the house. And, you could probably do like this. No, you could probably, no, I don't know. What is that like? Maybe an inch and a half around. Icicles, that was, for a South Texas girl, that's Some serious stuff going on there with the snow. I do love Snowmageddon. I did not love losing my power though. That was the worst. We went almost 24 hours with no power, and we have a fireplace, but our landlady would not let us light it. There was plenty of wood to go out and grab because everybody's branches were falling. But she had, didn't want us to because it's a rental, and she didn't want us. I guess she didn't want to have to deal with it. She's in her early 90s, so I can kind of understand her concern. But it was cold. In fact, we still have we put blankets on the windows just to like insulate a little bit better. In fact, we did that before it even started snowing because we've just been through snow and all that before. And those are still up. Excuse me. From 2021. Yeah, we should probably take them down, but we've just enjoyed, like, it's just made the room, this is the bedroom I'm talking about, made the room so much cozier and less light. Because we're on the south side, the bedroom is. And you know that, especially in the summertime, that sun is up early and wants to come in and warm up the room. But yeah, power loss, the worst. But anything to keep me at home. Oh, I don't have to go back till Tuesday. So that's nice. I'm looking forward to not having to go back till Tuesday. Some teachers had to go back Monday, but very few. We have comp days. Our new superintendent brought those back. We had, in fact, I'd kind of forgotten that we'd had those in the past. But you have to do those like online modules, like the bloodborne pathogens and all the cybersecurity stuff now, and especially our school district been hacked. So yeah, I have to take all those little courses, and every year it seems to, I think it was 13 of those this past year. Anyway, so Monday is the first comp day because we earned two of them. And of course, the second one is in May. So if you have your stuff done, you can get out a day early. And that's our plan. Well, it's my goal because we're hoping to make it to North Carolina this coming summer. Oh no. I remember the this is year 28, so in May it'll be 28 years done. But I can remember having to do that bloodborne pathogen video. It's a quiz now, more or less. It's a lot. In fact, when we started those modules on the computer for that particular one to now, it's gotten shorter. So, but that's because they've increased the number of modules we have to take. But I'd rather do those. Of course, you have to do those on your own time. Like we had to have them done before we reported our day one. So Bex, what are you cooking for supper? That's what I want to know. Something with chicken, I guess. You're bagging up the extra chicken. Yeah. The number of times I've had to watch that blood, well, I guess almost 20, 28 times now. I don't remember watching it in the very beginning of my career, but maybe we had, oh, you know what it was? We didn't have to watch the video at the very, well, we may have had to watch a few pieces, but it was usually the nurse, school nurse had to come in and um, do a little professional development. Now the nurse gets out of having to do that. Um, they have their own PDs that they have to go to now. So now I'm just going over these little where the pieces join together and covering up with more of these little bits that I have. I'm terrible. I know y'all do not have a scrap hoarding problem like I do. Yes, the nurses do. I feel bad for our school district. Glad we have the superintendent we have now. He has really come in, and he's been working since May. He took over in May. He I can't do this and talk at the same time. um, he's working on our budget because we've been like, I think it was 14 million in the hole when he came on, and or before they even hired him, we were that far down. And I mean, one of the biggest things, like talking about nurses, is they just there's no band-aids. And the beginning of the school year was terrible. I had to ask parents. I sent we do the Remind app sent messages. And I sent a message. I said, I know this is strange, but can anybody donate some band-aids? Grilling chicken legs. Oh, I like burgers. Hey, Jen. That's a great question. Trish, how does a school district go into debt? I don't know. I'll just say that when our superintendent came on, um, well, when the people that I guess there was that overlapping month, but there were a lot of people that retired. And a lot of people that retired were people that were higher up in the admin office. And I'm not saying they had anything to do with it, but when you're at the admin office, your pay is more than what I make. So I know that was a lot of salaries. But this year we got a Christmas bonus for the first time ever, and since I've been working here, and this is my 9th year. So I want to cover all that up. Where do you put it? How about there? How about there? Yeah. So I don't know how school districts can go in debt, but this one went 14 million in the hole. Well, we also have a middle school being constructed, so I don't know if that I'm sure that had some sort of play into the whole thing, but um, still not an excuse. And my youngest daughter graduates this next school year, so we've been talking about changing locations, so we're not sure. Well, I need to trim this end off. Should I leave a piece hanging over? Maybe I will. I feel like there's still spots to be covered. But this is just masking tape. Oh, could you see it through this way? Look, got my hair stuck in there. That's great, Susan. That piece could be thrown away. The pieces I'm throwing away tonight, it's amazing. Yeah, it's a big accountability. I want to say they passed a bond. I don't live in that town. In fact, we move out of the school district, like out of the county. Trying to think if we voted. I think we moved before it was time to vote on that, but the town passed it. I think it was just pennies on property tax. I think it's how it's collected. And I'm not I teach math, but I'm not like tax smart. It's terrible. Um, how about we add a little blue piece? Um, oh, geez, Louise. I should keep record of how many times I dropped something this year. Okay, that's a pretty good one. So, at the very beginning, I was talking about I got this idea to use masking tape off Barbara 49 Dragonflies. This is 2-inch wide tape. I had to order it on Amazon because our even hardware stores didn't even have this, and so now I have like 2 rolls of it, and I've only done this one time. So I thought this would be a great way to use it some scraps, and then you can go back later and put labels or flowers or whatever your heart's desire is. Oh yeah, taxes completely different math. I don't like my brain does not want to do taxes, insurance, like even retirement. Like people talk about the teacher retirement. I'm like, I don't understand it because they've changed it. It's not like um used to be like a rule of 80, and Trish probably knows this. Um, where your age and your years of teaching they equal 80. Like around 55 you could retire, right? And that's changed for a lot of us. In fact, I saw it like a Facebook reel or Instagram story or something. Just today, it was a New Jersey teacher talking about how she didn't know what she was signing up for. She thought she did because her mom was a teacher, and her mom in New Jersey they have the tier system too, and um, Texas started that after I had moved to North Carolina at some point, and while I was in North Carolina, I didn't think I was ever coming back, so I stupidly cashed out my money, and if I had not have done that, I'd be tier one. I could retire here in the next 2 years, if I wanted to. But sorry, I just cut that butterfly in half. Um, but now I'm tier five. Like I'm not even tier 2, 3, or 4. I'm tier five, which means you have to like work till you're 65. I don't know if they did that because of teacher shortage, but um, that means a lot of us are working like 40 years. A lot of jobs, people work their 30 years and retire, and some people work longer. Military, most go to 20 years, retire, and then they do something else. But yeah, it's not good. It's not great. But I still have my retirement in North Carolina, so I haven't. I told my husband, I was like, I'm not touching that. I just need to find someone who understands having, me having two. Where is it better for me to like retire from? Um, I don't know why I'm putting glue on that. Anyways, all that to say, I teach math. That's just fourth grade math. So I can do fixed and variable expenses. I can help you budget. I can tell you what the purpose of a bank is. But when it comes to taxes and insurance, um, I really do depend on my husband. You really, this is my opinion, you really do marry um, your other half, because like when they say where's your other half, um like I'm supposed to know this information, you're supposed to know this information. And when I need to know how to do what you're doing, I'm just going to come ask you. It's like technology stuff. For the longest time I would just tell my husband to do it, but I've done so much at work now, technology at school, that I'm pretty, and of course YouTube now. I'm pretty up and up on some stuff. Yeah, I am not either. I mean, I that's one reason I started a YouTube channel. I I refuse to be a teacher forever, and it's not the same anymore. And I know I'm speaking to the choir here. It's just not the same, and I kind of know the direction some school districts are trying to take and the reason for it. And it's really not fair to those of us who are dedicated to teaching public schools. And um, I don't get it. I don't get the the need to treat teachers, like those we wanted to teach. Now you're determined to make it miserable for everybody that wanted to. Anyway, so I started my YouTube channel because I thought, well, when I get to the point where I can retire, I want to be doing something. I'm not going to sit around and just do whatever, do nothing. Sounds exciting. Um, I love crafting. So, oh, hey, Pamela, welcome. Let me know how the tea dyeing goes. I don't drink tea, but I do have tea packets. I do drink coffee. I just haven't done it. I feel like I need space. We have a cat now, so I feel like the cat's gonna go all up in my grill. uh Thanks, Tracy. Yeah, I don't know how I do it anymore. um it is just not the same. I mean, I used to enjoy it. Um I used to spend a lot of my money. In fact, last year was the last year I spent a lot of my own money. Like, what's that? That's pink. You can't even tell it's white. Where's my camera? There it is. Okay. Um, well, they took away this is at my school. Um, it's bell to bell. Like there's no time to do anything. I used to do like a little point system for rewards. Like I would even just do random stuff because sometimes you have kids with some behavior problems, and you know those of you who've been teaching, like some of them can't help some of their stuff. Like it's environmental. Um, some of it, just their home life, or they usually are, say, medicated, but they've run out and they just can't help it. And so I come up with the most random of stuff, like, what's my favorite number? What's Miss McCracken's favorite number? You know, and they get a point, And so then on Fridays, I'd have like a prize day where I'd roll out a little cart with all these little prizes on it, and they would, just choose stuff off the cart. I mean, that was like stuff from Sam's, Airheads or little bags of chips. Some of them I made journals last year. Some of them bought my journals, with their points. They wanted that stuff because they didn't want snacks. I go Dollar Tree when they had like clearance on seasonal stuff, and I had twin brothers. They were in different blocks, and it was prize day. They would buy for each other. It was the funniest thing. They would never buy for themselves. But I can't even do that this year. I don't even have the time. Oh, it's stuck to my hand. Um, Pamela, I'm working on a 6-foot desk, and I'm only working on half of it because. So I don't know if you can see my hand. That's where It's like one of those folding tables you can get at Sam's, so, like you pop up for a party or whatever. This is where it folds, and to the left of my arm is just paper pads and supplies, and then this is an 18-inch mat, and I could probably go 21 inches in front of me, and then I have stuff, and I have, like, egg crates, milk crates, I'll get it right in a minute, and on top of those, I have this wood board with clamps to hold my camera and my lights. That's my space. And then so this crafting space here, when I'm done crafting tonight, my bed behind me is full of all my boxes and I just load it all back up. So I can't I can't craft at night, my husband's asleep. One day though, one day we'll be back in a house. But just trying to pay off some bills right now. I think I need a new car. Yeah. Well, and Trish too, I'm sure you realize too, like not every group is motivated the same way. So like I mentioned journals to some of my kids this year, they're like, I was like, okay, well, I guess I won't I won't make y'all any. Um the group this year just wants, I don't want to put this on here. How do I want to describe this group? Um it's different, but a lot of it I can't really compare to last year because they took away our prize time. They changed our schedule, and our open time would be on Thursdays, and then that open time I said, well, just because we're not pulling doesn't mean you can't still do your little groups and stuff. I'm like, okay, well, I guess we will still won't do prizes. Sorry, kids. Sorry. And I've had a lot of this year. I have a lot of siblings, younger siblings of the older kids I've had in the past, and so they'll say, hey, what happened to the prizes my brother or my sister got, or cousin? Here's a little heart. Let's put that over here to add. Okay, I need like a little strippy thing here. I'm gonna get rid of this. I'm gonna get rid of it. Get rid of the bright orange. I just can't. It's like staring me in my face. It's like a slap. That's the same kind of paper. Oh gosh. Yeah. He wants me to have a craft room, so one day I'll have one. One day. Someday. There's priorities though. Well, part of it too is, we were gonna buy a house or looking at buying a house, and then we got to the point where we were like, well, are we gonna move? Well, we don't want to buy a house if we're gonna move. So yeah, so we're still hanging. I feel like I need something like bigger there. This is cabbage, no, avocado dyed paper. I have some leftover tie dye. In the bottles like you get at Hobby Lobby for my girls when they do tie dye shirts, and I wonder if I could use that. That would be fun. Because it's the pit that's used. Maybe the peelings or the peeling. That's what do you call it? Yeah, the avocado skin. What do you call it? Hang on, I'm sliding out of my chair. Um, it's not the green part that you would eat. It's the pit. Um, trying to think if I saw a video or if someone just explained it. Um, I might have just explained it. So people don't give their secrets away. I'm all about sharing. Sharing is caring. Sounds so country. Yeah, it's the pit. And that's why I keep saying when I get a piece in my hand, I keep wanting to say cabbage because I'm thinking red cabbage, but it's avocado. Then there's Ecodyne. I really should in the summertime try some stuff. Maybe when I'm at my in-laws. They don't have any trees though. They had to build a new house after Hurricane Floyd came through. I don't know if y'all remember Hurricane Floyd coming through Carolinas back in 99, I believe it was. So they had to rebuild in a different location and they made sure to rebuild where there were no trees. And they have like little small trees that they planted, but they're nowhere near the house. Not going through that again. I feel like I need to cut that piece. All right, let's put this little heart on here somewhere. The skin. DJ. Maybe that's where I saw it. Pamela was on Heather and Yon channel. She has that book of ideas, big book of ideas. I've thought about doing one of those. Just using up one of my journals that I already made. Let's see here. How would the red look? No, I don't think so. I've already decided. Nope. This little half circle. I don't know if you'd want to stick this particular kind in through your sewing machine because it's got, the tape glue. Pretty paper. Oh, I just made more scraps. Just tear little pieces off. So if you guys watched my Junk Journal news video, tell me what you think. Because I've already, I'm almost done with episode 2. It's pretty full. It's it's news, so I don't want it to be too long, the evening news. So it's 5 minutes long. But I feel like the reason I did it was because I felt like I was always missing out on some sort of action. And I would find out at the very end, there was this collaboration. I'm like, what? How did I miss that? Oh, maybe that should go there. Yeah, I don't know who's doing what. And then I feel like I've joined 20 different Facebook groups. And some of those are, hosted by, I have Junk Journal Madness, but I don't tend to put a lot in there. It's usually just Junk Journal Madness stuff. A little something here and there, but those are usually run by a creator. And so then they have a collab with their latest kit, and I can't do everything, but some things I would have done, but I've missed out. So I have to keep turning to check. Yeah, I would put masking tape in the sewing machine. Thanks, Trish. I just feel like I like Pennies, Deck the Year. I saw your video, Trish, and I was like, I kind of vaguely remember that. And then I went back in there. I was like, oh my goodness, I I didn't write it. It's like one of the things you didn't write it down. You're like, oh, should have written it down. Um, so I'm hoping now, if anything, we can avoid that situation. This end needs some love over here. Let's add some stuff. And if you're making a digital and you want to share it, I'll be happy to put it up there. You got a collab going? Let me know. Why you didn't ask me? I don't know to participate. Just playing. Sometimes I get busy, but I also decided not to do Marguerite Miller, even though I thought she wasn't going to do it, and then I saw her volume 5 pop up, and Gail wasn't going to do it, but then Marguerite emailed it to her, so now she's going to do it here and there. So, not that I do stuff based off Gail, but I wasn't feeling bad about not doing it because Gail wasn't going to do it either. But just looking at the first page of prompts, they look like better prompts, but I'm like, I really want to do something else. Please go check it out, Pam. And if you ever come across a challenge, a collab, even a great a video with a great tip, or if you're starting a new series, like Tina Shabby Dabby Doodah, she does those mask makes. I think she's starting back on the 4th round. I think it's the 4th round, isn't it? 3rd round. She did them, and then she was 100 to 200. So this would be the 4th round. Yeah. So if you have a series going on, like Junk Journal Sketches, I just got through recording that. I know Trish likes to do that one. I appreciate you, Trish. um, I enjoy that. Someone else has one. I really want to do, the reason I don't want to do Marguerite Miller, and I apologize for my squeaky chair, is I really want to do some of the other glue books. The Margaret Millers are okay. They're fun. But there's Susan Gazaway. She's one. Nicole from Relax Cut Glue. She's another. They do, like Susan. She had one that was like an ABC journal or art journal, I guess we'll call it art journal. And so when she found things that, like, an apple, she would put on a page for A's. Or there's the color one, so she put that on a red, everything's red on that page. I just wanted to do something a little different. And, I love prompts, but I've just kind of gotten tired of that particular challenge. I guess I should just say. I love collaging. I don't know about y'all. Thanks, Trish. I may stop sketches after in October we end year 2, or cut it down to like once a month or every other week or something. We'll see. That's a long way off. I'm saying that now, just because I almost forgot to do it for tomorrow. Y'all save little pieces like that? Oh my gosh, I'm terrible. Oh, it would fit right there. See that? That's why we save them. All right, what is y'all's favorite glue? I feel like my Barely Art's got a goober in it. Keeps getting messed up. Yes. In fact, watch my next. I talk about Jennifer doing Ephemera Madness. She did it last year. I think I participated once. I had it in my journal. In fact, let me share. Let me put my lid on my glue here, or my needle in my glue. This is my little Walmart. Uh, it's a dot grid, and I got it back when I was doing bullet journaling. I just never opened it and touched it. So, um, I've got every month in here. So January 2025, I put my I gotta go check off when I do stuff. I put my videos and whatnot. And that was December. But I'll go back. I actually had, see, Ephemera Madness, Jennifer's. I some things I just didn't get to, especially Junk Journal July. Look at that, all those videos. Um, Alternate Index, I even stopped at the end of May. I stopped doing those. Um, and Faith Filled Collage, they're doing that one again. Um, after May, I didn't in summertime I had plenty of time, but um I just kind of lost interest in it. I wasn't gonna beat myself up. I even put a whole section here for Deal It Up Challenge with Belinda at Visualize NZ. I did her whole first year of that. Um, and then I decided to just do other things. And I was kind of beating myself up at first and um decided just to stop doing that because if you're always doing the same thing, then you're gonna lose interest. Everyone watching you is gonna lose interest. Um, the planner helps, Trish. um, like Lori, Enchanted Dreams 71, she has the 4 collabs every month, and it's once a month. So um, that's why I had to put those on the planner so I can remember to do them. Yeah. Uh, I've gotten better about this one because it's a bullet journal and it's about me writing and drawing the lines. Um, if it was a pre-made planner, like the one I was using the pages for, like my heart is in the right place when I get these. I just decorate it. That's legit. You know, I saw there was a few things I wrote in there for school, and then they would get buried. Um, go through here. There are some things there just need to shred, but yeah, I was all about just decorating stuff. And then I came across, how did I get into junk journaling? Um, hey Trish, if you have those like big desktop, remember like on our teacher desk, those big ones with the big tear pad, you can get one of those, hang it on the wall, um, and go and pencil it in uh, ahead of time. The trick is to record ahead of time, like so put it a week in front of it, so you're always ahead. And if you have to go out of town or you get sick or something, then you have your some videos built up. Like there's a little piece right there I need to do something with. But wow, we've talked from everything from teaching to avocado dyed paper. Look at that. We should keep track of how many times I try to glue with the needle in. How do I get into junk journaling? I was looking at craft room tours, and I think it was Gail's that I saw, and maybe someone else, but I remember Gail's. And so then her videos started popping up more. And Cosmic Shimmer Specialist Acrylic Glue. That's expensive. Can they ship that year round? Because I know like art glitter, they can't ship it all the time. Trish, that sounds like a great feeling to have. Well, I only record on the weekends, during the school year because just the thought of unloading this table, so I have space is, after teaching math and science and meetings and dealing with data. I'm so tired of data. Kids are tired of data. Um, I can't wait to experience the joy of, I'll just make a video today. I'll wait till tomorrow. So Bex, what do you have going on? Do you have any challenges that you're hosting or doing, or any collabs, so I can put it in my news? Nope. Okay, I'm done with that one. Just knock over everything. You got to clean up all this stuff here. Okay, Bex. We will check in next time. I don't know if I'll do this next week, but I figured I would do one before I headed back to work. Enjoy dinner. Take it easy. Trish, you said you're near Louisville. Is that correct? I'm paying attention to the weather. Gosh, I feel like I didn't make any sort of dent in this bag of scraps. When we had Snowmageddon, we lost our power. It was, gosh, in the teens. Well, sometimes it was like 3 degrees at one point. Like, it was super cold. Everybody laughs about Texans, like when the weather gets bad. Well, we're not used to it. Like, we're used to, it was 90 the other day. So, um, we're used to our Bluebell ice cream and all that. So people laugh when we go and get milk and stuff. But when we had Snowmageddon, we went and put all that stuff out in the, outside in the cooler in the snow. I don't love 90 degrees. Well, I do. I just don't love it all year. Growing up in South Texas, I was telling my husband, we were talking about how many Christmases he had with snow. And I said, the very first Christmas with snow in my hometown was the year we moved to North Carolina. We had moved in July before that. I do. I like seasons. I like change. That's kind of like, my series and stuff that I do on this channel. Like, I like stuff, but I also like doing other stuff, and I like change. So I like the changing weathers. I like the changing colors. One of the things I don't miss a whole lot about where we lived in North Carolina, but there was a beautiful, I think it was a Japanese maple tree, the most beautiful orange I've ever seen, and I'm not a big fan of orange. But it was gorgeous. I would have it as my profile pic on Facebook a lot. But all right, well, today I've recorded Junk Journal January videos through day 7. I've done my Junk Journal sketches. Let's see, normally I would have to do my Marguerite Miller. I'll have to do that. I am going to do full deck challenge 3. I haven't done 1 or 2, so I'm going to do that. Tonight I'm going to finish up my video for the second news episode. And then that way it comes out on Saturday nights, maybe Sunday afternoons, if I can get it finished. And then every week we'll just have it then. But there's some stuff everybody needs to know. They can't wait till Friday. Yeah, I like crafting. I like dabbling. You never know too if you're gonna like something unless you just go in and try it. I mean, I might get into the full deck thing and end up not liking it, but she has some interesting rules for it. So she's got like 1 prompt and then like 2 rules. So I like that. Which design team are you on, Tracy? We put something interesting on the screen because there's all these boxes of tickets. Anybody need some tickets? Anybody want some Happy Mail? Oh yeah, Stacy, Crafty Dragon. In fact, I have her January challenge coming up in this next news episode. I saw where Jovi put out a call. I have that in my news video. I thought about doing another design team, and I've been looking, but I don't know. It's a commitment. I like doing my junk journal madness. I feel like that's a commitment, getting that journal done every month. Yeah, Trish, I don't know if you're in her. She has a Facebook group, Crafty Dragon Creations. I'll link it in my video. I don't know if you're in her Facebook group, but she has a challenge in there. Every month, she gives you like a color, an item, and something else. And you have like all month to create it. That's one reason I wanted to go ahead and get hers and a couple other challenge things that I thought waiting until Friday would kind of like, I don't know. I feel like some people need to plan ahead or need to know. And anyways, if you guys don't have any tickets and you really do want some of these, I don't think I'll ever go through these entire boxes. You can just email me your mailing address. I'll stick some in the mail. And send you some sage, sunbeam, eggplant, citrus, and fern if you want some. I'll have to go check out Paper Bee. I've heard of it, but I've not like followed her with any fidelity. Let's use that word. All right, you guys, it's coming up on an hour. My husband's name is Jeffrey, and there's different ways to spell Jeffrey, like E-R-Y and R-E-Y. He's an R-E-Y guy. So he's pretty particular about his name. So, all right, guys, I still have scraps. I think if I do another video next week, I think I'm gonna do not a video, a live. Let's make some mini tags. My mother-in-law gave me these. So I'll try to put a little like announcement. Bring your mini tags and your ginormous bag of scraps. And since they're small, you might need your tweezers. I think those are great for using the tiny little, all these little tiny labels. Like, what are you going to use those on, right? But I have like a list of live, like things I want to do in the live. And I saw the tape and I thought, well, let's go ahead and do that tonight. All right, guys, I appreciate each and every one of you for joining me tonight. This was different software. I used StreamYard last time, but I've, used up my freebie time. This is just YouTube Live. It was a lot, or just as easy. Hey Tracy, I did that. I had to get an external hard drive for all my digital stuff, and I finally made not videos, folders for everybody, and even in there I have subfolders. Like I just got into Marley Designs, Marley Design Creative Facebook group, and she's got a challenge going on, and she did digital for that, so I went and bought that and printed those out today. But then I was having to organize that folder because that was a brand new folder. But yeah. The best thing to do if you are running out of space is move stuff to an external hard drive. One of these things. And this is almost full because I put my music. So I subscribe to Epidemic Sound. So I have my download music on here. All my videos are on here. All my digitals are on here. When I'm done with the thumbnail, they're on here. Yes, this is the best investment because you could even change out your like I have a separate one. Where is it? I really need to label these, but they do look different. This one is like my from my other previous laptop, and I really haven't used it a lot. But genealogy stuff is on this other one, and pictures. I need to go grab more stuff off my old laptop. But I have a gaming laptop, and I didn't really buy it so much for gaming, but for recording. And but it's got a huge battery in it, and it doesn't. I mean, it doesn't have a lot of space. I mean, for when you do digital stuff, that eats up a lot of your storage space. So, uh, let's see. That's a good question. This is where my husband would be more knowledgeable. These are like gigabytes. He tried to explain bytes to me and megabytes and gigabytes. Here, let me plug it back in. That would be the easiest way. And I'm sorry if I'm making a bunch of noise when I'm trying to do this. Okay. Let's see here. Well, hang on. All right, so my computer itself has 933 gigabytes, and my external drive has this newer one I'm using while the digitals has 3.63 tetrabytes. So yeah, it's another terabyte, tetrabyte, whatever, TB. So you want something, I would say like 3 tetrabytes. And it's a little bit of an investment. Look on Amazon or I'll just do Amazon. I think that's where we got them from. Yeah, it does. It's a lot. Gigabyte, it's not as much because when I finish a video, like, um, so my software that I use, it's just what came on my computer. It's called Microsoft Clipchamp. It only allows me to record 30 minutes at a time. So that's why I don't do these long videos like nonstop, like Roxy and Gail. They're using their phones. I don't have an iPhone. I have an Android, and I can only imagine the space that that would take up on your phone. So um, I got the laptop and the software though. So every time I pause, like or stop the recording, it makes a little segment, and I had to move after I finish uploading my video. I take that whole string of segments and the final like video where it put it all together and exported it. I move it all to this external drive. So yeah, and then those digital files take a lot. I mean, even if you're just getting the freebie stuff, it'll eventually build up. I wish I knew how much was in that particular folder there, but that the one I have with all my digitals is about full. I have 298 gigabytes left. So I actually have more space on my computer. But I think what I'm going to do is go in there and delete some stuff. Do you have an iPhone if you're using CapCut, or is that an Android? And Clipchamp messes up. Like if you ever watch my videos and I say my software's crashed, stupid Clipchamp. An Android. Okay, I'll have to look into it. And Trish, I need to teach you how to turn your phone so you can record in landscape instead of portrait. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Clipchamp. It is better. I once tried DaVinci. Oh my gosh, that's like expert level. And okay, I'll have to look into CapCut. Um, does it cut off how long you can record? Yes, Trish, you need to turn your phone to landscape. Because I watch it on my TV and it's just this little sliver up there in the center. Oh, nice. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into CapCut then. So my next, um, I may just make a post and say thanks, ladies, for suggesting CapCut. Yeah, I don't like to talk a lot when I craft because I do make mistakes. Um, I'm 52. I can't multitask as well as I used to. Um, once you have the two kids, every kid you lose more and more memory, more abilities. If I had, I don't know. I guess if I had the space, maybe I would try to just do straight on like Gail and Roxy and just put a timer on and craft and chat. You guys are much better at talking and crafting at the same time. It would be so silent with me because I just put my headphones on and I'm jamming out to um, stuff. I wish I could play for you the stuff that I'm actually listening to my craft, but that would be copyrighted. You wouldn't believe some of the stuff I listen to. My playlist goes from one extreme to the other. I don't know. Some people might want to hear your heavy breathing in their ear. They might like that. Uh, all right, have you guys recorded your junk journal January embossing video yet? I used some embossing powder. It got all over my hands because it was already out of the jar when I opened it. So there's powder everywhere. I keep calling it glitter in the video, so just bear with me. If anybody wants to do a collaboration with me ever, just reach out. I just need a heads up and time to plan. But I know Trisha's getting ready to do a collaboration with somebody. Has anyone else used the flashing tape? Flashing tape. Talking about heavy breathing and flashing. That was fun to use because you can like engrave on it. I got that idea though from a video from it's one of those old YouTuber crafters. I would say 8, 9 years ago, maybe more. I think she was in Australia, New Zealand, somewhere that direction. She actually put this in embossing folders. So I bought that tape, and everybody kept talking about using Tyvek tape. They kept saying Tyvek tape, but a lot of people were just using Ty. Kiss me, I'm Irish. They're using Tyvek, the actual envelope. So I went and bought tape, but it actually held up pretty well. So it just says Tyvek tape all over it, and it's shiny. So you're gonna want to cover it, but it was pretty sturdy. But that's multiple people Tyvek tape. So I went. And I was like, well, I can't find it where it doesn't have Tyvek written on it because they weren't using tape. Yeah, well, some people on the Trish on the binding of the journal to make it sturdier, healthier, whatever you want to call it, they were using a strip of Tyvek. You know the soft USPS, the Postal Service, the envelopes, like they're kind of like fabric, but they were cutting those up using strips of that, and they kept saying tape. So I bought tape. It wasn't tape, but yeah. Well, I mean, it's to me, it's just regular old like. Oh my gosh, all the things. Okay, what is it? Oh, that's the camera. Okay. It's like packing tape almost. I can get it. Like it's white. This is Tyvek tape. It's really sticky. So, but I used it on my Christmas, my December daily journal. I put that on there, but then I was covering it with fabric anyway, so the spine. So yeah, I found this at Lowe's, and online it said it was on the end cap, but it wasn't on the end cap. It was just around the corner, hanging on one of those little strippy things that hangs down, off the shelf. So just a heads up in case yours is doing that too. Um, but you don't even have to go buy that. Some people just use that medical tape, which is kind of like fabric tape, I guess. Yeah, I gotta go make a snack. We get we ate Lupper, a late lunch. I had a friend call it Linner. So, all right, guys. Appreciate you. I went not way over, but a little over my time that I wanted to go. I do appreciate you stopping by, and Next time, bring your stuff. We'll craft along. Um, and Trish, I hope you're not going to get any ice. I'm sure snow you can deal with, right? Yeah, I'm glad you made it, Trish, because you're always like, "Oh, I'm late." I'm glad you made it. All right, you guys, I appreciate you and your time. And until then, everybody, bye bye.